Can you talk a little bit about your character Gene's relationship with Dieter doing the other POWs? Because there is some kind of dissension in the ranks, if you will.
Sure, that's a good question, Jim. Gene, to me, represents a very important force in the story, which I think is a very vital part of any good story. Gene, essentially, you know, it's a true story, and he truly represents. In any good narrative, you need an opposing force. You can't just if it was just Dieter coming into the camp and taking the heroic risks that he did, and displaying the great caliber of courage that he did, that would be a very, of course, simplistic look at life and, of course, war, which are, of course, not even close to simple. So Gene, to me, Gene's opposing force was incredibly important for the story, to bring some life, to represent, to allow for some complexity within an extraordinarily complex situation, where, you know, it's more, I want to see a film where it's dialectic, where you see all kinds of individuals in the same, going through the same crucible. And to me, I really, really think it's respectful and honorable to what every, you know, man and woman in the military goes through, to really show that it's not all about heroics and it's not all about courage. And once in a while, you know, I mean, I really related to Gene's anxiety about Dieter's, the risks that Dieter wanted to take. I mean, he genuinely thought that they would be killed, because they'd been there for 2 years before Dieter showed up, and he genuinely thought that they would be killed if Dieter took the risks that he did.
Was Gene, like, it struck me watching the film, he kind of reminded me of some guys in prison movies that, or even in real life, that once they've been inside, they've been so kind of affected by that experience, can they really function again on the outside? Was it, in a weird way, was he almost not safer inside there, but, like, you know, was that kind of the root of one reason why he didn't want to leave?
That's a very good perspective, yeah. That's absolutely one of the things I considered and discussed with Werner, you know. It's, you know, he truly felt that he'd been there for 2 years. He knew how the camp worked. He knew the guards. He knew the way things went. And he thought he was in a much better position to calculate the risks. And he felt that Dieter was putting all their lives at risk. And also, yeah, I think there was a certain element of, like, you know, let's play our cards safely here.
Yeah.
He really believed that there wasn't a war, and that if there was, it would be over really quickly. I mean, he got shot down flying for Air America, just dropping supplies. He wasn't in the war. This was before it was official. So when Dieter comes in, he's hit with this news that there is a war, and so it's a real, really intense paradigm shift for him.
So Gene was a real guy. He wasn't a composite of.
No, yeah, he was real. Yeah, I mean, there's not much information on him, and it's all the information I did get on him is Dieter's account of his experience with Gene, because you know, Gene was never found; he's assumed dead. So yeah, but he was basically one voice.
And in, you've worked with, you know, several really great, unique filmmakers like Soderbergh,
yeah,
and Spielberg.
Believe it or not.
Herzog, is that a singular experience? Nobody's quite kind of like him, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Sure, and yeah, you're right. I mean, can you believe I've gotten away with a misfit like me? I've worked with some really accomplished filmmakers, and definitely Werner is very much of his own planet, but I think in the very best sense. You know, I really, as I said, revered him a great deal before I met him, and after my experience with him, you know, even more so, like exponentially. He's quite an inspiring, creative, imaginative filmmaking mind, you know, and a really dear, lovely man. He might not want you to know that, but yeah.